Welcome to the RVCC podcast, where we want to help you grow in your faith, lead your family, and influence your workplace. Hey, I'm your host, Kevin Moore. Thank you so much for joining us. And at the release date of this podcast, man, oh man, do we have a week ahead of us. This upcoming Tuesday night, October 14th, is our big fall event at the RV Hall of Fame. Doors open at 5:30. It's going to be an amazing night of fun, food, friends, faith. We've got a great speaker, great food. WFRN is going to be there doing a live remote. This is an incredible night. And if you haven't got your tickets yet, if you haven't got your table yet, you need to go to rvcommunityforchrist.com and get your spot, because this is the place to be on Tuesday night. It's going to be a great week. It's going to be a great week. Well, hey, today what I want to do is I want to talk with you about something unbelievably important. I want to talk with you about leadership. You know as well as I do, you've heard the old adage before, everything rises and falls on leadership. If you have if you've got a strong family, it's because you've got a strong leadership team at that family. If you got a strong group in a plant, it's because you've got a strong leader leading that group. If you got a strong plant, it's because you got a strong plant manager. You got a strong business, it's because you got a strong business owner. Everything rises and everything falls on leadership. And because of that, we need to understand leadership, what it is, where we are on the leadership journey. So today I want to give you a topic simply called 4 levels of leadership. 4 levels of leadership. So we're going to talk about 4 levels of leadership from the first level all the way through to that top level, that 4th level. And we're going to talk about what the level is, the type of leader they are, but then also what they think. And then at the end of this, we're going to give you 3 questions that will cause you to grow to the next level of leadership. Be sure to download the PDF that comes along with this so that you can follow along. And then also afterward, you can dive deeper. You can think about it on your own, kind of stew on it, think about it, but also maybe sit down with a few of your team members and talk this through together. So today, here we go, 4 levels of leadership. The first level of leadership is do. It's the doer. The doer. They have a team, maybe a small team, maybe a large team, but this level of leader, they ask themselves this question: what needs to be done? What needs to be done? And then I'll do it myself. And I might ask someone to help me. But that first level of leader is a doer. There's a task that needs to be done, and they think, I'll do it myself. The second level of leader is a delegator. So there's a doer, and then there's a delegator. Now, a delegator, the first question they ask is it's still what? But what they ask is, hey, what needs to be done? But then they ask a follow-up question: who can I get to do it? What needs to be done, and who can I empower to do it? What needs to be done, and who can I bring alongside of me to delegate this task to? So there's the doer that does the action themselves. Then there's the delegator who sees the action, but then gives it to someone else to do. But then that third level of leader is the developer. So there's do, there's delegate, and then there's develop. Now, the developer doesn't start with the question of what. The developer starts with the question of who. Who can I train up to do what I've been doing? Who can I train up to help me go to a new level? And what do I need to do to empower them to grow? Who can I train, and what do I need to do to empower them to grow? That's a whole different level of leader. Now, quite honestly, in order to delegate, many times you're going to have to step into that role of developer, because sometimes you have people on your team that they're not quite there yet. They could do it if they had some training. They could step up if they were developed a little bit. So many times we have to grow from a delegator to a developer simply to be able to delegate a task effectively. But there's the doer, the delegator, the developer, and then lastly, that last level of leader is the designer. Now, the person who's at the level of design, they don't start with the question of what, and they don't start with the question of who. The designer starts with the question of why. Why do we exist as a business? Why do we exist as a group? Why? They start with why. And then they move to what? Why do we exist as a plant? Why do we exist as a business? Now, what do we need to accomplish? What do we need to accomplish our why? And then who can do it? And then when do we start? You see, the designer thinks at a whole different level, So the doer, if there's a ladder, the doer says, hey, there's a ladder, I'm going to climb the ladder. The delegator says, hey, there's a ladder, I'm going to empower someone else to climb the ladder. The developer says, I'm going to train someone to climb the ladder. And the designer asks, why do we have a ladder? What's the purpose of the ladder? You see, it's a whole different level of thinking. Now, here's the truth. As you move up the leadership level, you're always, the designer still has things that they do. The designer still delegates. The designer many times still develops, but they've just gone to a new level. So you never actually let go all the way of the things that you used to do. It's just that what you do now changes as you move up the ladder. Where the tension comes is when the position at an organization demands for someone to be a delegator, but that person is stuck in the do position. Man, it brings tension because they are doing things that their team members should be doing, but they haven't delegated it down. And that brings tension. And that's why it's so important for us to know what the levels of leadership are, but then also be able and willing. Be willing to go to a new level of leadership. Do, delegate, develop, and design. So today, before I let you go, and again, check out the PDF, I want to give you 3 questions that cause you to grow to the next level of leadership. These are questions that I've used and continue to use almost on the daily on the different things that I lead. Here's the first one. This first one's a game changer. If blank needs to be done and I was not there, how would I accomplish it? If blank needs to be done, but I was not there, how would I accomplish it? That question alone moves me from doer to delegator and possibly from delegator to developer, because I'm a pastor at a local church. If the service has to be done and ran, but I'm not going to be there, how will I do and run the service? I'll have to what? I'll have to delegate tasks. I'll have to delegate responsibilities. And I may even have to develop some people in order to complete those tasks. That question, if blank needs to be done and I was not there, how would I accomplish it, has caused me and will cause you to go to a new level of leadership. Now, the cool thing is, or the trick is to begin to ask yourself that question and walk the answer out even when you are going to be there. But in your mind, if blank has to be done, but I'm not going to be there, how would I accomplish it? Start doing that even when you are there. And it moves you to a new level because you're delegating and you are developing. That's the first question. Here's the second one. This is a list. And I literally sit down and make a list of tasks. What is it that needs to be done? And I make that list. Let's say there's 7 things that need to be done. In order to accomplish X, there's 7 things that need to be done. And I write those down, what needs to be done. Secondly is, what is the only thing that I can do? Out of that 7, what are the only things that I can do? There's probably most things someone else could do if I trained them, or someone else could do if I delegated. But sometimes in leadership, because of the authority or because of the position, this is on me. I'm the only one that can. What is it that only I can do? And I circle that. And then lastly, who on the team can do the rest? And then let's say I've got 2 things, those other 5 things, who is it on my team that I can delegate or I can develop to begin to complete those tasks? If blank needs to be done and I was not there, how would I accomplish it? That'll move you to a new level. What needs to be done? Make a list. What is the only thing that I can do? Circle those things. Who on the team can do the rest? And then you delegate those things to other people. And then here's the last one. Who can I train to begin to take things off my list? Who is it around me that has it? That intangible it. I don't know for sure what it is, but man, they've got the character, they've got the qualities, they've got it. They're not there yet, but they could be if I poured into them. Who is it that I can train up to begin to take things off of my list so I then can continue to go and grow to a new level? And as I grow to a new level, I take everything that I'm leading to a new level, because everything rises and falls on leadership. There's 4 levels of a leader: the doer, the delegator, developer, and the designer. So let me ask you today, before I let you go, where are you at on the leadership level? This is not a right or a wrong or a moral or immoral. It's really, truly not even a better or a worse. It's just being honest of, where am I? Where am I on the leadership level? Am I a doer? Am I a delegator? Am I a developer? Am I a designer? Which one? You'll find yourself probably sticking within about 2 that you normally flow in. Where are you currently at? Then the second question would be, is what does your position demand? You may be in a position that demands you to be a developer, but you're stuck in being a doer and you need to go to a new level. What is the position that you're in demands you to be? And then lastly, what questions can you start asking yourself to begin to go to a new level? Which of these questions could you begin to ask yourself and walk out so that you could go and grow to a new level? Listen, everything rises and falls on leadership. And if you will get better, everything that you lead, your family, your finances, your business, your group, your plant, your department, will go to a new level with you. Do, delegate, develop, design. That's the 4 levels of leadership. Hey, hope this helps. Can't wait to speak with you next time. 2 things. Be sure to download the PDF, and then also be sure to check out rvcommunityforchrist.com, all of our different resources that we have, and also check out the event that's coming up this Tuesday night, October 14th. Talk with you soon.